coming up next is Jericho Puckett.
What is up, everybody? Yeah. Now listen, I could see the weird looks as I came in the room. Some of y'all look like me, like you'd seen me before. I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. For some reason, God made me look like a gender-bent version of the Little Debbie's girl. Yeah. Don't know what that's about, but I've kind of leaned into it. Yeah, my cream pies are oatmeal flavored. We just came out of Pride Month. My pronouns are honey bun now. And you know, I didn't even have to go through top surgery. 23 years of cosmic brownies gave me these titties. But I ain't Little Debbie, I'm Big Daniel, bitch. That's where we're at tonight. If you can't tell by the way I talk nor the way I dress, I am from Eastern Kentucky. And I gotta say, Louisville, that was not deserved. Louisville, you are the big city to me. I'm not used to it. I see some of the ladies in the crowd tonight. You all have diamond rings on, gold bands. Where I'm from, I proposed to my ex-wife with a copper wire I scrapped out of her air conditioner. And it wasn't no get down on one knee and be like, hey, baby, will you marry me? No, it was, hey, shorty, you want to go in halfway on a food stamp plan with me? Our wedding gifts were catalytic converters. And I'm glad every one of you are here tonight because my brother's in the parking lot with a hacksaw, so, you know, you're covering. I feel like catalytic converters were like redneck Bitcoin. I have no idea how they work, but people on the internet tell me they're worth a lot of money. I decided I had to get out of Eastern Kentucky. I had to see the world. So to get out of Eastern Kentucky, I decided the best thing to do would be to go to college. So to get out of Eastern Kentucky, where did I go other than Eastern Kentucky University? Yeah. But before I got there, I had to figure out a way to pay for it. You know, if you can't tell, I'm not athletic. You know, U of L, UK was not sending me recruitment letters, but KFC did. If you don't know how this is, I had to apply for scholarships. And usually what that means is you had to write these essays about the struggles you'd gone through. So I just make shit up. Talk about how my mom ran away before I was born. Those of you that didn't laugh will get it in 2 weeks and wish you voted for me. But one thing you can do, I didn't know that you can get a scholarship for being gay. Now listen, that's all fine by me. But there's this old saying that 20 bucks is 20 bucks. Do you know what I'm willing to do if you're going to pay off my $27,000 in student loans? I'm going to hawk tool on that sumbitch right quick. Oh. Growing up, video games were a big part of my life, so much so that they bled over into my real life. The ex-wife I mentioned earlier, I had a nickname for her. I called her Kirby. She thought it was because she was short and her favorite color was pink. In reality, it was because every time she drove, she hit a curb, and the only thing she was good for was sucking. I like doing that joke because you immediately know where the nerds are at in the room. But things came to a head with me in video games between me and my dad. He was from the generation where video games were a waste of time. He barely understood Frogger, and it was all I ever did growing up. When I was 13, this became a problem. He busted in the room, ripped the cord out of the wall. I was playing an NBA game. He said, son, if you would spend as much time shooting a basketball as you did playing that game, you could go pro someday. Now, he did this when I was 13, so I was a bona fide smartass. So he says this, and I turn around and look at him and say, well, Dad, if you spent as much time screwing Mom as you did watching porn, I wouldn't have the same eye color as the mailman. Needless to say, my mom and dad are divorced. But I think my dad won the divorce because my mom's in prison. Yeah, it's not a big thing in Louisville. We have snake handling churches in down south. My mom was the one that raised the snakes. So technically, when one of them got bit and died, she was an accessory to murder. But, growing up, having snakes in the household was a great thing because you had great pickup lines like, hey, girl, want to go home and see my python? And it got better than that. You don't expect to get with a fat white guy and him say, hey, girl, you want to go home and see my BBC, my black boa constrictor? And you just... I'm going to relish in this for the minute because it's the closest I'll ever get to doing the helicopter. Because when you look like me, it's not the helicopter, it's the fidget spinner. You all have a great night.
Keep it going for Jericho Puckett.